I'm Lauren Green, and you're in the strategy room. Donald Trump's immigration plan is getting widespread reaction from his fellow GOP rivals vying for the Republican nomination. One of the major aspects of his plan is the repeal of the 14th Amendment, which would end the policy of birthright citizenship. Here now with reaction is GOP presidential candidate and former Virginia Governor Jim Gilmore. Welcome, Governor.
Thank you, Lauren.
Well, Governor, you tweeted this morning that, quote, Trump's understanding of our constitutional system hasn't yet risen to the third grade level. He's not just wrong, but dangerously wrong. Those are some strong words. So why is Donald Trump wrong?
Oh, he's wrong because he purports now to go and put the citizenship issue into the hands of other people, the federal government, to decide who's going to be a citizen, who's not. Instead of a constitutional provision like the 14th Amendment that makes it clear that people born in the United States are entitled to the rights and privileges of being a citizen, he proposes to somehow do away with all that in order to address the challenge of anchor babies. I don't think that that's an appropriate answer. I don't think that he's right about the meaning of the 14th Amendment. He said last night that he's not sure that that would apply to people of particular communities. I think that's wrong. It's dangerous. You historically do not want to begin to talk about taking away the citizenship of people.
Immigration, huge deal for the presidential candidates. How does your immigration plan then differ from Mr. Trump's, obviously, and why is it a better option?
Well, my immigration plan is pretty specific at this point. I actually tried to seriously address the problem that we've allowed to fester, which is to allow to have all these millions of people here in the United States. And you have to squarely address the question, do you really intend to deport those people, really, or not? And if not, and I believe not, then I think you have to address it in an appropriate way. And the way I would address it is to say, look, you're going to be here, you're going to continue to be good citizens, you're going to have to register and get a work permit. But, Lauren, they may not have a path to citizenship. We also have to obey the rule of law. And the rule of law says that they had to enter this country legally, if they could be here, but they cannot have a path to legalize citizenship in this country. I believe that we maintain the 14th Amendment. Young people who are here, born here in this country, should have the rights of citizens the way that the Constitution says. There's historical precedent for that. And frankly, Lauren, politically, do we really as Republicans want to send a message to young people in this country who are citizens of the United States that somehow they're second-class citizens?
Yeah.
The 14th Amendment was established to not allow that for African Americans, and I say we don't go that way on other immigrant citizens of this country as well.
Well, let's go back to the 14th Amendment, and you were saying the historical precedent for it. That slaves were forced here under a race-based chattel slavery that took a civil war to end, and that remained here for generations, and that citizenship was denied to them, and that's why that law was, that constitutional amendment. But anchor babies are born here for the sole purpose of making them citizens. Now, is there a case to be made for making a legal distinction and ending that sort of birthright citizenship for that child?
Certainly, we're arguing by analogy, but the spirit of the 14th Amendment was to make it clear that people born in this country, a part of the society, born in this country, were going to be citizens and could not have their privileges and immunities denied to them. Now, that is the principle involved. You do not make a distinction between a slavery or an African American issue or a Latino issue or another type of immigrant issue. The question is, do you really want to reopen the whole issue here of what favored group or disfavored group ought to have citizenship of the United States? That is dangerous. It's wrong. And furthermore, it's ridiculous because the 14th Amendment is not going to be repealed or amended or altered, and it ought not to be. This is the wrong approach that Donald Trump has taken, the idea of deporting everybody and taking away citizenship from young people in this country is wrong. It's the wrong message, and it's wrong politics, and it's wrong policy.
All right, I want to switch gears for a little bit to go to Hillary Clinton. You also tweeted this morning that we should, quote, appoint a special prosecutor to investigate Hillary's flagrant misuse of classified info. Obama's DOJ, the Department of Justice, can't be trusted to enforce the law. What do you think the next step should be in this investigation?
It's time for the appointment of a special investigator. We all watched Hillary Clinton dance around these issues, and they are numerous. But let me say to you, Lauren, I have a lot of experience with this. I was an intelligence agent assigned to NATO. Part of my duties there was the security of classified information. I seem to understand what classified information actually means, and Hillary Clinton apparently does not, nor any of her apologists. Second of all, I was an elected prosecutor. I ran special investigations and grand juries. I was the Attorney General of Virginia. So on the basis of that experience, I believe that a special investigator with some sense of neutrality ought to be investigating this. And then if there's nothing there, there will be some credibility in exonerating Hillary Clinton. But if there is something there, then at that point you have a neutral person really looking into it. Right now, what you have is the Justice Department the Obama Justice Department investigating the Obama Secretary of State. The Obama administration is investigating itself. We have never allowed something like that. It's not proper. The people of the United States are entitled to know that this matter is going to be inquired into in a proper way, and the only way to do that is to appoint a special investigator, and I so call for one right now.
All right. Well, so as the FBI and the State Department uncover more classified emails, what does Hillary Clinton have to do to stay in the 2016 race? And should she is it time to think seriously about dropping out?
No, she should get out of the race, but I said that back in April. I went into one of the shows, the Luke Russert show, and stated at that time that Hillary Clinton was disqualified as a candidate because of her handling of this. And it really wasn't so much the classified information, although that might be criminal. At that time, I was observing that she had been Secretary of State at the same time she and her husband had been running the Clinton Global Foundation. And then that means that millions and tens of millions of dollars were going into the Clinton Foundation from overseas interests at the same time that she was serving as Secretary of State. Now, that's not proper. If she had disassociated herself and they had shut down that foundation, then she could have served as Secretary of State. But once she took that official position on, she could not then take money from overseas interests. And I believe that we need to understand what the email connection is to that. Hillary Clinton said that she eradicated 30,000 personal emails. Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Well, how do we know what that was all about? We'll never know unless the FBI is able to recover any of that. We need to know not what was classified, just what was classified. We need to know what the interaction was between her overseas contacts and her business contacts and all the people contributing to the foundation. None of this is proper, and that's why she can no longer do what the next president must be able to do, and that is restore the confidence of the American people in their own government. She cannot do that, therefore she is disqualified as a candidate.
All right, I want to thank you very much, Governor Jim Gilmore. Thank you very much for being on FoxNews.com.
Thank you.
And you can check out FoxNews.com for more on the 2016 presidential race. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.